Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to Hopkinton High School. We are at the Hopkinton High School turf fields for Hopkinton Hillers varsity softball. This game set to get underway shortly. Tom Nappy happy to be on the call with you today, and a new non-league rivalry starting up today between the Uxbridge Spartans and the Hopkinton Hillers. And it should be a good matchup out there today. And this Hiller team, they have been red hot with the bats. They recently faced a couple of very good teams and had a couple tough battles, but this Hiller team has proved that they could compete with anyone. And the team they're going to be competing against today was the Division III champions last year, I was told. So a nice, tough non-league matchup in the Hiller schedule. Uxbridge, they are always a team that goes pretty deep in the state tournament. They're a bit younger this year, so they are working some of their younger athletes through the ranks, and it's a bit of an adjustment year for Uxbridge, but a very competitive, tough program overall. The Hillers are 7-1 on the season. Their only loss came from the Norton Lancers, who are having quite a season. They are undefeated. Uxbridge comes into today's game with a record of 2-6. So as I said, this Uxbridge program, great program, but certainly in a little bit of an adjustment year as they lost a lot of seniors from last year's team. But the Hillers looking to get this game going on an absolutely beautiful Friday here at the turf fields. Temperatures are in the lower 50s, or actually I would say mid to high 50s. We'll see what the HCAM Weather Center says. It says 53 degrees. And our cameraman slash meteorologist Dave says 54. So we'll go with 53.5 degrees. How about that? We'll settle in the middle. But it's a beautiful sunny day as the captains meet up at home, play along with the coaches to go over the ground rules, and we will get this game going shortly. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers varsity softball. First pitch coming up in moments right here on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by WPC Pest Control. Don't tolerate, eliminate your pest problem. Find them online at nobugsnopests.com.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Beaumain Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Beaumain has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Beaumain Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Welcome back into the Hopkinton High School turf fields. The Hillers have taken the field, and we are just about ready to get this game started. Out there pitching today for the Hillers, you're going to have Kate Riesenberger, who will be facing this Uxbridge lineup, and that's one of the great things about this Hiller team this year is they have multiple pitchers they can rely on, and Kate Riesenberger, the sophomore, certainly one of them. And of course, you have Addie Walls, who is not in the lineup today. Let's take a look around the diamond. We got Tenley Wynn at first base, Ava Davenport at second base, Zoe Levine at shortstop, Bridget Rolecki at third base from left to right, Tegan Restaghini, Elena Vallis, and also Charlotte Diana, the sophomore, in right field today as we are underway. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss for a strike. At the plate for Uxbridge, this is Maya Manning. Another swing and a miss there, 1-2. Riesenberger deals, breaking pitch up high, 2-2. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you on the call. Dave McCarthy on camera. You're on a beautiful Friday afternoon. That pitch a little low. That's going to fill up the count. Actually, Dave's saying, nope, you're wrong, Dave. It's 3-2. That pitch a little high. Oh, okay. Well, I guess my application was wrong. And actually, they just took away a ball in the app. So you were right, Dave. Now it's 3-2. Decisive pitch. Swing and a miss. There's out number one. So nice way to get started today. Swing and a miss there. And that is going to bring up Mary Lowery. Mary Lowery, the junior and outfielder. I pitch a ball. Try to take you through this Uxbridge lineup. So you had Maya Manning start things off. You have Mary Lowery at the plate now. Swing and a miss there. There's a strike. Batting third, you'll have Lola Groob. And then in the cleanup spot, Catherine Pratt. More after this pitch. She winds and deals, a little low. And then hitting fifth, Ella Bain. Batting sixth is Olivia Balicki. Hitting seventh is Bailey DeMarco. Hitting eighth, Kara Paul. And hitting ninth, Emma Peliquin. There's a strike. Riesenberger set to deal. And this is a slow roller up the third base side. Throw to first, and a good throw over to get the out. 5-3, 4 out number two. And now here comes Lola Groob, one of the captains of this Uxbridge team, and she is someone in this batting order to really watch out for. A .615 batting average on the season. And there it is. She hits this one high and foul. It did get past the fence, but on the wrong side of the pole there. Lola Groob, statistically the best hitter in this lineup. 5 homers, 15 RBIs on the season. I pitch a ball. Set to deliver. There's a strike. 1-2 the count. And that's fouled away. She just got a piece of that. Count remains 1-2. And this is a liner and caught for the out in left field. 1, 2, 3 they go. To the bottom of the first we go. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Softball live on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Phipps Insurance Agency, a family-owned and operated independent agency located in Hopkinton. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance has provided competitively priced, time-tested coverage tailored to individuals' needs. Specializing in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance, they are deeply rooted in the communities they serve. Whether you're new to the area or a lifelong resident, you'll benefit from the trusted advice of their professional service advisor.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toontime has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toontime, Saturdays at 8, and start your weekend off with a laugh.
Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. We are just about ready for the bottom of the first inning. A 1, 2, 3 top of the first. And we'll take you through the Hiller lineup in just a moment as they are set to send their first hitter of the game to the plate. It's going to be Ava Davenport. On the mound for Uxbridge, this is junior Catherine Pratt. She's a pitcher as well as an infielder, listed as a pitcher slash third baseman. Swing and a miss there by Davenport. Line up and the pitch, a little high. So the Hiller batting order, you got Ava Davenport leading things off, playing second base. Zoe Levine, the shortstop, hitting second. Bridget Relecki, the third baseman, hitting third. More after this pitch. A little high there. You got Caroline Osmond, the catcher, hitting cleanup. Tenley Wynn, first baseman, hitting fifth. Kate Riesenberger, pitcher, hitting sixth. And then you have Ella Stomberger, the designated player, hitting seventh as that's fouled away. Hitting eighth is Tegan Restaghini, the left fielder, and Elena Vallis, the center fielder, hitting ninth. Set to deliver. And this is a grounder up the third base side and bobbled. She'll be safe. We'll see if they score that an error or a single. The ball took a couple hops. Bit tough for Olivia Balicki, the third baseman, to make a play on it. And here comes Zoe Levine to the plate. A ball there. Zoe having a good season with the bat, .417 batting average. Takes that one high, runner from first, advances to second. Stolen base there for Davenport. Well, this Hiller team has a lot of speed on the base paths and not afraid to use it. Set to deliver. That pitch just outside. And the runner from second advancing to third. How about that? Another stolen base for the speedy Davenport. 3-0 count. Line up and the pitch. There's a strike. She winds, she deals, hit in the air right side and caught by the second baseman. And the runner at third will stay put. Coming up to the plate now, you got Bridget Rolecki. Bridget Rolecki having a great season with the bat, .591 batting average, 26 plate appearances. Dangerous hitter in this Hiller lineup. That pitch low and inside. Bridget Rolecki also with a .615 on base percentage, 11 RBIs driven in, 8 runs scored so far on the season. Puts this one in the air, right side foul territory, no one can get there. Of course, you got the ever so dangerous Caroline Osmond due up next in the cleanup spot. 1 on, 1 out. There's a strike. Hiller's had a game this past Wednesday against Lincoln Sudbury, a road game. So the Hiller softball team staying busy during the break. A swing and a miss. And there's out number 2. Nice change up there from Catherine Pratt, the Uxbridge pitcher. And now here's Caroline Osmond. Caroline, 2 homers on the season, 15 RBIs, 6 runs scored, and a .593 batting average. Line up and the pitch, and she gets a piece of this one. Slow roller picked up by the shortstop. Throw to first. They get the out. 6-3 for out number 3. And just like that, we'll head to the top of the second. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hiller's Varsity Softball on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Western Nurseries. Since 1923, Western Nurseries has been rooted in a passion for plants and community. The family business has grown from its beginnings in Weston to become a trusted name across Massachusetts. Western Nurseries offers one of the area's best selections of hardy landscape-sized plants, quality gardening and hardscape products, and expert advice you can trust. With locations throughout the region and over a century of experience, Western Nursery continues to help communities grow beautifully.
This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school. Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. We are ready for the top of the second inning. A scoreless game so far. And saw some good defense in that first inning. And this is the cleanup hitter as she'll put this one up the left side. It's foul. It is Catherine Pratt at the plate, 286 batting average on the season, 8 RBIs. Another strong hitter in that Uxbridge lineup. 1-1 count. Down low, 2-1. Set to deliver. And this is hit high in the air towards the fence, and that's gone. A solo home run for the cleanup hitter, Catherine Pratt. She goes yard beyond the left field fence, and it's 1-0 Uxbridge. Well, she got a good piece of that pitch and just sent it for a ride. And now stepping in, we have the center fielder, Ella Bain. Line up and the pitch, and this is a slow roller, third base side, picked up, throw over, no problem. We get the 5-3 out. And a nice play over at third base by Bridget Rolecki. Now stepping to the plate, this is the third baseman, Olivia Balicki. She's a dangerous hitter, 400 batting average on the season. And the lefty sends this one foul towards the track. Take you through the Uxbridge lineup. Maya Manning, the leadoff hitter, hitting second Mary Lowery, hitting third Lola Groob. Pitch a ball. And then you have Catherine Pratt hitting cleanup, Ella Bain hitting fifth, Olivia Balicki sixth, seventh is Bailey DeMarco, eighth Kira Paul, and ninth Emma Peliquin. 1-1 count to the lefty, down low. Three and one the count. And there's a walk. So a runner on with one out for Uxbridge. And that's going to bring up Bailey DeMarco, 200 batting average on the season with an RBI. Chat between the battery mates. Some words of encouragement from Caroline Osman. Riesenberger deals. This is hit in the air, right side, and it's going to fall for a hit. Past the reach of the second baseman, throw gets away. And that is going to allow two runners on for Uxbridge with one out. Well, they almost got the fielder's choice after that ball dropped beyond the reach of Ava Davenport. Stepping up to the plate, Kira Paul. Takes that one high. Riesenberger has pitched 4 innings so far this season, as that's a bunt up the middle, throw to first, they get the out, but they but Uxbridge is able to advance the runners. However, there are 2 outs. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Line up and the pitch. Called strike there. This is Abby Desrusix at the plate. Or Abby Deseru. 0-2 the count. Takes that one low. Actually, correction, this is Emma Peliquin at the plate. A swing and a miss, and a big out there to wrap up the top of the second. Abby Peliquin goes down by way of the K, and we will head to the bottom of the second on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Beaumain Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Beaumain has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Beaumain Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Moving along to the bottom of the second inning, a 1-0 Uxbridge lead. A home run by the cleanup hitter for Uxbridge, Catherine Pratt, to put the Spartans on the board. And now Tenley Wynn, the first baseman, stepping in for the Hillers. And she's going to put this one up the middle, bobbled by the shortstop, and she will safely reach. Tenley Wynn is aboard on the error, and that'll bring up Kate Riesenberger. Pratt set to deliver. A little high there. Riesenberger hitting well this season. .263 batting average, .417 on base percentage. And she puts this one high in the air towards the fence. See you later! And the Hillers take the 2-1 lead. What a shot that was by Kate Riesenberger. Going yard. She just got a great piece of that pitch to send it out and give the Hillers the lead. Up next, Ellen Stomberg, the designated player, stepping in. I believe that's Kate's first home run of the season. We will confirm that. It is indeed. So maybe she'll keep that ball as a souvenir. That's hit foul. 1-1 the count. Wind up and the pitch, down low. We got Ellen Stomberg and Tegan Restaghini due up next. I'll tell you, this Hiller team, they can hit. And that has been a large reason for so much of their success. And of course, additionally, their excellent pitching. That's fouled away into the backstop. Hillers as a team hitting a .406 on the season so far, .490 on base percentage. Line up and the pitch, up high. The Hiller team has scored a lot of runs on the season as well, 95 runs. That's just in the 8 games plus they've played. And this is ripped into center field. That'll get down for a hit. And that's going to keep rolling all the way to the fence. She's going to go to second, heading to third. The throw in, cut off, and that's a triple for the designated player, Ellen Stomberg. Still no outs in the inning. And that'll bring up Tegan Restaghini. Ellen Stomberg giving that ball a ride. That's her first triple of the season. Line up and the pitch. Ball there. Coming into the game today, Ellen Stomberg hitting a .304, .385 on base percentage. That's fouled off. Tegan Restaghini, this is actually her first plate appearance of the season. So it's school vacation. Some of the team is away for the week. And then you get the athletes who maybe don't normally get to hit a couple of reps at the plate. Tegan Restaghini, of course, a star on the basketball court for the Hillers this past winter. And that's fouled off. Tegan with a lot of speed, too. They use her to courtesy run quite a bit. Also cover a lot of ground in the field as well. Wind up and the pitch. And that's fouled off. Good battle here. 2-2. I'll tell you, I don't think there's an easy out in this Hiller lineup. Catherine Pratt set to deal. There's a strike. And Tegan Restaghini goes down via a strikeout, and that'll bring up Elena Vallis, the center fielder. Fouled away. Vallis hitting a .214 on the season, a very good .522 on base percentage, however. Is able to find ways to get on base quite often. Wind up and the pitch, and she gives this one a ride high in the air towards the fence, and it's caught in center field. Runner from third will tag and score. A sacrifice RBI flyout for Elena Vallis. The Hillers now leading 3-1. That'll bring up Charlotte Diana. Or actually, she's the flex. So Charlotte Diana Not in the batting order. She's playing right field today. This is top of the order, Ava Davenport. Ava having a nice season with the bat. .414 batting average. 500 on base percentage. Takes a strike there. Pratt set to deal. Down low. Two and one the count. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away into the backstop. Well, Hiller baseball and softball have a very busy week coming up. We'll talk more about that a bit later in the broadcast, which of course means we have a busy week coming up. Should be a fun week next week once school resumes. A swing and a miss there for the strikeout, and the inning will come to an end, but not before the Hillers get things going with the bat. A home run by Ellen Stomberg, and then a sacrifice flyout by Elena Vallis gives the Hillers a 3-1 lead as we head to the top of the third on HCAM. Welcome back. We are ready for the top of the third. Hillers leading 3-1 after a two-run blast by Kate Riesenberger, followed by a sacrifice RBI flyout later in the inning by Elena Vallis. And this is going to be put on the ground and roll into center field. A base hit there. A nice piece of hitting by Maya Manning. And Uxbridge has a runner aboard to start things off here in the third. Coming up to the plate now, Mary Lowry, as that pitch will be a bit wild there and allow the runner on first to advance into scoring position. So Manning at second. Mary Lowry, a .208 batting average on the season. One RBI so far. Goes for the bunt here, and it's up the third base side, and it will be caught. So a nice catch by, or actually, was that foul? It was foul ball, okay. Wind up and the pitch. And that's down low. Runner from second stays put, thought about advancing. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. Set to deliver. And this is going to be a slow roller up the third base side, foul. 2-2. Looks like we might have some warm-up action for the Hillers. That's fouled away. Looks like you got Ellen Stomberg perhaps getting loose. Perhaps we'll see her coming in pitch. And that pitch up high. Yeah, I think you're seeing Riesenberger is more of a relief kind of pitcher. Start this game, give him a few innings. Maybe they'll throw her out there for another inning as this is popped up into left field and caught. A big out there. That's out number 2. Your correction, that's out number 1. Scoreboard throwing me off there. Here's Lola Grube at the plate, dangerous hitter. Wind up and the pitch. That's fouled away. Lola Grube, most potent hitter in this Uxbridge lineup. .615 batting average coming into today's game. Riesenberger delivers. A little inside. Yeah, so you got Riesenberger out there pitching, and you got 3 games coming up this week for Hiller baseball and softball. So it's going to be a busy week for Hiller pitching. Up the middle, Riesenberger takes it, throws the first, gets the out. Runner from second advances to third, 2 away. So you got Maya Manning over at third now. And coming up to the plate, you got the cleanup hitter, Catherine Pratt. They're going to walk her, intentional walk there. Here comes Ella Bain to the plate. Up high. 1-0 the count. Runners on first and third, 2 outs. Wind up and the pitch. And this is up the third base side, foul. Set to deliver. And this is ripped into center field. That'll get down. A run is in. And now lead runner heading to third. So you got runners on first and third once again. And it's now a 3-2 game. So a nice piece of hitting there by Ella Bain to drive in the run. And now you got Olivia Balicki at the plate. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. Set to deliver. That pitch a little low there. 2-0. Now Riesenberger is throwing 53 pitches so far. And a bit inside there, says the home plate umpire. 3-0. Yeah, Stauberg is getting loose. I'd imagine she's just about ready. That pitch called strike, 3-1. Yeah, the Hillers would love to see Riesenberger get out of this inning. And this is hit in the air and caught by the shortstop. A nice play there to wrap up the inning. And we are heading to the bottom of the third, coming up next on HCAM. Welcome back in to the Hopkinton High School turf fields, bottom of the third inning. And that pitch a little low. This is Zoe Levine at the plate, the shortstop. Wind up and the pitch, down low. You got Zoe Levine, Bridget Relecki, and Caroline Osmond do up this inning. Dangerous part of the Hiller lineup. Wind up and the pitch from Pratt, and a little high, says the home plate umpire. 3-0. She winds and deals. There's a strike. So Zoe Levine hitting the ball very well this season. .417 batting average, .531 on base percentage, and gives this one a ride. High in the air towards center field, and that's off the fence. That's going to drop in for an extra base hit. She's heading to third base. Is she going to head home? Nope, she'll stay put at third. The throw gets away. Now she'll head home to the plate, slides in, and the Hillers have another run. Zoe Levine sends it all the way to the center field fence. Almost cleared the ballpark and went off the bottom of the fence. A little bobble in the outfield. And that allows for the inside the park home run. But I don't know if they'll score at that. They might score at a triple with an advance on an error. We'll have to check the official scorebook later. But for now, we'll call it an inside the park home run. Why not? Bridget Relecki at the plate. Fouls that one away. Zoe Levine showing off the wheels, flying around the bases. And this is ripped up the middle, gets past the dive of the shortstop. And Bridget Relecki is aboard. Oh, the Hiller bats starting to light it up here at the turf fields. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Caroline Osmond. Line up in the pitch. Caroline Osmond attempting to reach base for her first time today. Flew out her last time up. And she rips this one into right field. Down it goes for a base hit. And it's 2 on with no outs for the Hillers. Here we go. Perhaps it's rally time. Osmond at first, Relecki at second. Tenley Wynn to the plate. We're going to get a courtesy runner. Courtesy runner coming in for Osmond, the catcher. And of course, for those that may not know, you'll see a courtesy runner quite frequently for the pitcher or the catcher. Tenley Wynn looking to continue the rally for the Hillers. And she puts this one in the air, left side, and it's caught for the out. And both runners will stay put. Well, she got some good distance. Catch is made by Emma Peliquin for the out. 1 away, 2 on. Here comes Kate Riesenberger. Kate Riesenberger hitting her first home run of the season. Last inning. She'd like to do that again right here. That's fouled away. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Line up and the pitch, up high. Catherine Pratt, the Uxbridge pitcher, a junior. She's up to 53 pitches so far in this game. And this is hit in the air, right side, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Here comes the lead runner. Relecki will score. And it'll be runners on first and third. Another run in, and how about Kate Riesenberger, 2 for 2 at the plate. A great piece of hitting there to drive in the run. The Hillers now up 5-2 with Ellen Stomberg due up. Ellen Stomberg got a nice hit her last time up. Oh, and she's hit by the pitch. That's going to load up the bases. And now due up Tegan Restaghini. Tegan Restagini looking for her first hit of the season. Takes that one low. Elena Vallis due up next for the Hillers. And then it would be top of the order time. And that pitch a little high there, says the home plate umpire. 2-0. Line up and the pitch. Down low. A walk would score a run. Yeah, if you're Restagini, you're holding that bat here. You're not swinging for nothing. There it is. Ball 4. And a run will score. So how about that? A nice RBI for Tegan Restagini. Now Elena Vallis stepping to the plate. Takes a strike. Elena Vallis 0 for 1 so far today. And takes that one low, gets away from the catcher. Runner from third is going to score! Another run in on the pass ball. And the Hillers now lead it by 5. Kate Riesenberger coming around. Still only 1 out in the inning. Hillers so far with 4 runs in this inning alone. Line up and the pitch to Vallis, down low. Yeah, you wonder when we'll get a pitcher circle conversation. Pratt set to deal. And this is hit right to the first baseman for the out. Nice catch there by the first baseman. 2 away. Runners on second and third. Stomberg at third. Restagini at second. Top of the order time for the Hillers. Ava Davenport, the second baseman, at the plate. Line up and the pitch. Up high. Outside, 2-0. And another outside pitch there, 3-0. First base is open. So a walk wouldn't be the worst case scenario here for Uxbridge. And it will be a walk indeed. Zoe Levine will step to the plate. Dangerous hitter to have up in this situation. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Levine 1 for 2 so far today. Rips this one past the reach of the third baseman. Stomberg around to score. Here comes another run as sliding in is Restagini. And that is going to be a 2 RBI base hit by Zoe Levine. And it's runners on second and third for the Hillers. And now you got the dangerous Bridget Rolecki coming to the plate. Zoe Levine had a nice triple Her last time up, and now gets a 2 RBI double. A 9-2 Hiller lead. Wind up and the pitch, and this is up the third base side, foul. The Hillers have had quite a few innings with rallies like this during this season so far, and I'm sure they'll have plenty more coming up. Swing and a miss there. 1-2 the count. Shall Rolecki reach? Carolina Osmond would step to the plate. Wind up and the pitch. And there's strike 3. That'll wrap it up. But not before the Hillers plate 6 runs in the inning. They lead it 9-2 as we head to the top of the 4th on HCAM. HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com. Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. We are ready for the top of the 4th inning. A big bottom of the 3rd for the Hillers as they plated 6 runs in the inning. And they lead it 9-2. Bailey DeMarco at the plate for Uxbridge as she pops this one in the air. First base side, it's caught. Nice catch there by Tenley Wynn over at first base. And now, here comes Kira Paul to the plate. As we get a pretty significant gust of wind out of the blue there. That's what tends to happen at this field. It won't be windy, and then all of a sudden you'll just get some big gust of wind. We'll see if that becomes a trend in this game. The wind does seem to be blowing out, so that's going to really help the ball carry. That's fouled away. Kira Paul at the plate, 0 for 1 so far today, and this is a little trickler up the middle, picked up by Riesenberger. Throw to first, they get the out. It took a hop, but the first baseman, Tenley Wynn, corrals it in, and a nice out there, 2 away. Emma Peliquin due up next. Peliquin 0 for 1. Riesenberger she'd like to get out of this inning quick, have a nice short inning, and that's just past the reach of the third baseman. It was almost a really short inning. Good effort by Rolecki over at third. 0-1 the count. Wind up and the pitch. A little outside. 1-1 the count. There's a strike. 1-2. I'll tell you, Riesenberger has got some good stuff from the pitcher circle. Stomberg continuing to get loose. So perhaps we'll see Ellen Stomberg get some work in today as well. Wind up and the pitch. Hit in the air, left side, backtracking and making the catch is the shortstop, Zoe Levine, for the out. And that will wrap up the top of the fourth. Hillers coming up to the plate, leading 9-2 on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by WPC Pest Control. Don't tolerate, eliminate your pest problem. Find them online at nobugsnopests.com. Welcome back in to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. New pitcher for Uxbridge, Bailey DeMarco in the pitcher circle. Bailey DeMarco, an 8th grader. Uxbridge, as I said, a very young team this year, and they have 5 8th graders on the roster. As Tenley Wynn gives this one a ride, that's going to drop into right field. Or correction, that's Caroline Osmond. Osmond going to keep going, and she's safely aboard at second base. So Caroline Osmond aboard with a stand-up double to get things started in the bottom of the fourth. Courtesy runner coming in for the catcher. Tenley Wynn coming up to the plate. Tenley Wynn having a good day at the plate, looking to continue that trend. She has scored a run so far after she was hit by a pitch. DeMarco delivers, and Wynn puts this one on the ground. Back to the pitcher, throw to first. They get the out. Now go for the out at third. She slides in, and the throw just dropped by the third baseman. A nice slide there by the courtesy runner for Caroline Osmond. So runner at third, 1 out. Now you got Kate Riesenberger at the plate. And I'm trying to get a number on the courtesy runner, but the hair is blocking it. We'll see if Dave could help us out. But I think you would need probably x-ray vision at this point to see that number. Riesenberger, 2 for 2 so far at the plate today. And she puts this one on the ground to the shortstop. Throw to first. They get the outrunner from third. Going to try to score. Throw gets away. She slides in safe. And another run on the scoreboard for the Hillers. They take a 10-2 lead. That was just great base running by the courtesy runner, who unfortunately we couldn't see the number due to the hair being in the way, but we'll try to get that information for you as Ellen Stauberg steps in. They don't typically put the courtesy runner on the app either. Because essentially that run will go, it'll credit Caroline Osmond. That pitch outside. 2-0 the count. Stauberg 1 for 1 so far today. Takes a strike there. 2-1. There's 2 outs in the inning. Bases are clear. Up high. 3-1. I'll tell you, I think we're witnessing the future of Uxbridge pitching here. Bailey DeMarco, just an 8th grader, but has some good velocity. And a nice breaking pitch there for a strike. Full count. Well, she hasn't quite calmed down this Hiller lineup, but she has calmed it down a little bit, which is always impressive when you got a lineup like this, but it's going to be a walk here. As Ellen Stauberg draws the walk, and now it's Tegan Restaghini time. Tegan Restaghini, 0 for 1 so far. Did manage to reach on a walk and score a run. Also has an RBI to her credit with that walk. 1-0 the count. Wind up and the pitch. Up high. 2-0 the count. DeMarco set to deliver. Down low. 3-0. Well, if you're Tegan Restaghini, you hold that bat here. Got to make the pitcher earn it. There's a strike. Elena Vallistu up next. She winds and deals, and this is on the ground, up the middle. Glove by the second baseman, flips to second for the out. Throw to first, and it will not matter. That was the 3rd out at second anyway. But nice play there by the Uxbridge infield to wrap up the inning, and we are heading to the top of the 5th with the Hillers leading 10-2 on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Western Nurseries. Since 1923, Western Nurseries has been rooted in a passion for plants and community. The family business has grown from its beginnings in Weston to become a trusted name across Massachusetts. Western Nurseries offers one of the area's best selections of hardy landscape-sized plants, quality gardening and hardscape products, and expert advice you can trust. With locations throughout the region and over a century of experience, Western Nursery continues to help communities grow beautifully.
This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLsports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school. Welcome back to the Hopkinton Hillers Turf Softball Diamond. We are ready for the top of the fifth. A new pitcher for the Hillers. Ellen Stomberg takes over for Kate Riesenberger. Riesenberger, very nice effort in the pitcher circle today. 4 very strong innings. At the plate, this is Maya Manning, and she'll send this one up the middle. A slow, awkward roller, and she'll beat it out. Well, that was just slow enough to allow Manning to get to first base before that throw. On a good effort by the shortstop, Zoe Levine came in. And Uxbridge trying to get something going here. And a runner from first taking off, draw to second. They got her. There's an out. Mary Lowery at the plate. Manning reached on the infield single. But Caroline Osmond says, "How dare you try to run on me?" And guns her down at second base. One-hand-o count on Lowery. And fouled away. Yeah, if there's a catcher you don't want to try stealing on too many times, it's definitely Caroline Osmond. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Out number 2. Let's tell you a little bit about Ellen Stomberg. She has gotten some very significant work on the mound. In fact, she's gotten the most innings pitched for this Hiller team. 33 innings she has worked. 2-0 record coming into the game. And a nice 1.48 ERA. And she's really been a starter. She's Addie Walls has kind of taken a bit of a backseat pitching-wise. Of course, you see Addie Walls in the field a lot and heavily contribute with the bat. But when you look at this Hiller pitching, it is certainly one of the strongest teams around. You got 3 great athletes you could rely on. Ellen Stomberg, Addie Walls, and Kate Riesenberger. Swing and a miss. Actually, she fouled that one off. Just got a piece of it. Here's the 2-1. And this is driven in the air. That is going to drop down for a long base hit. Rolls all the way to the fence. The second base she goes. Heading over to third. The throw in cut off. That's a triple for the power hitter, Lola Grube. Most dangerous hitter in the Uxbridge lineup. And she gave that ball a ride. Now, stepping in, you got the cleanup hitter. This is Catherine Pratt. Runner on third, 2 outs. Well, the Hillers did beat Lincoln Sudbury on Wednesday. Nice win there. Wind up in the pitch, down low. We were supposed to have Hiller baseball for you Wednesday, but unfortunately some weather affected that. They did manage to get the game in. North Attleboro took the win 6-5 in that Hiller baseball game, as this is fouled away up the right side. 2-2. Correction, 2-1. Hit in the air, fouled away. Now it's 2-2. This is the most dangerous part of the Uxbridge lineup here. That Lola Groob, Catherine Pratt combo in the 3rd and 4th spots. There's strike 3. What a pitch by Stomberg to get out of the inning. Bringing the heat. And we are moving along to the bottom of the 5th with the Hillers leading 10-2 on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Western Nurseries. Since 1923, Western Nurseries has been rooted in a passion for plants and community. The family business has grown from its beginnings in Weston to become a trusted name across Massachusetts. Western Nurseries offers one of the area's best selections of hardy landscape-sized plants, quality gardening and hardscape products, and expert advice you can trust. With locations throughout the region and over a century of experience, Western Nursery continues to help communities grow beautifully.
This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school. Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. We are ready for the bottom of the 5th. Hillers up big 10-2. Elena Vallis set to start things off. In there for Uxbridge in the pitcher circle, Bailey DeMarco for her 2nd inning of work. Managed to calm down the Hiller lineup a little bit, but the Hillers still were able to grab a run last inning. We'll see what Vallis could do here. She's looking for her first hit today. 0 for 2 at the plate so far. Does have an RBI to her credit. She had a sacrifice earlier in the game. A pitch up high. 2-0 the count. And that pitch inside. 3-0. It's going to be top of the order next for the Hillers. Wind up and the pitch. There's a walk. Vallis will head down to first. And now we got Ava Davenport coming up to the plate. Davenport 0 for 2 so far with a walk. And there's a strike. Runner from first takes off. She's safe. A nice steal there by Vallis. Oh, Lena Vallis, some good speed for the Hillers. We'll have to look up their stolen base stats. They must be towards the top of the TVL. Hit high in the air, left side, and caught by the shortstop. So pop out there. Vallis stays put at second base. And now, coming up, we have the ever so dangerous Zoe Levine. Wind up and the pitch. Called strike there. Vallis thought about taking off, but stays put. So the Hillers on the season coming into this game had 43 stolen bases. That's in 8 games. That's almost averaging 5 stolen bases a game. That is impressive. That pitch up high, 1-1. The Hillers softball team will be in action 3 times at home next week, and hopefully live on HCAM as long as the weather participates, as that is ripped foul. On Monday, they will take on Norwood, 5 p.m. game. And then they also play on Wednesday against Holliston, 5 p.m. game. And then on Friday against Medway, 5 p.m. game, all right here at the Hopkinton High School turf. And same thing for the Hiller baseball team. Same time, same opponents, all at 5 p.m. So it's going to be a busy week for us next week. We'll have lots of great Hiller sports action. DeMarco set to deliver. Down low, runner from second taking off, and a stolen base there for Vallis. Ball got away a bit from the catcher. Full count on the vine. DeMarco delivers. And the walk drawn. Runners on first and third. Bridget Rolecki coming to the plate. Oh, we get a pinch hitter here? Okay, it is indeed Bridget Rolecki. So no pinch hitter. Line up and the pitch. There's a strike. Runner from first takes off, and now the runner from third takes off, and they got her out at the plate. So the old bait and switch there. Hiller is trying to pull a little base path trickery, but Uxbridge able to catch onto it, and nicely done by the shortstop there. Lola Groob getting the throw home to get the out. As Vallis took off. So it's now runner on second with 2 outs. Yeah, bit of a risk with one out, but Hiller's up big, so shouldn't cost him much. Wind up and the pitch. And this is ripped up the middle. Grabbed by the second baseman. Throw to first. They get the out. 4-3. 4 out, number 3. And we are moving along to the top of the 6th on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by WPC Pest Control. Don't tolerate, eliminate your pest problem. Find them online at nobugsnopests.com. Welcome back. We are ready for the top of the 6th. Ellen Stomberg out there for another inning of work. And that pitch is going to be a little low there. I believe we got number 9 at the plate, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, that's number 5, Ella Bain. There's a pitch inside. So it's Bain, Balicki, and DeMarco due up for Uxbridge. Up the middle, and a nice snag there by the second baseman. Throw to first, not a problem. David Davenport flashing the leather. One away. Here's Olivia Balicki. Lefty takes that one high. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. Down low. 2-1. Little high there. 3-1. A pretty good crowd down here at the field today, and certainly a beautiful Friday to come check out some Hiller softball. Wind up and the pitch. And a strike there, fouled away. That'll fill up the count. Set to deal. And that is sliced foul. It's the memory card, don't worry about it. Wind up and the pitch. And a walk drawn. There's the ball. And this is hit in the air. That's going to drop for a base hit. So a pair on for Uxbridge. That was Bailey DeMarco with a nice single there. 2 on with 1 out. Now a little conversation in the pitcher's circle. Due up next is Kira Paul. Wind up in the pitch, squares the bunt, and slow roller up the middle, throw to first, they'll get the out. So pretty good bunt there. They do manage to get an important out at first base. Now runners on second and third with 2 outs. That's the kind of bunt you want to push up those runners. And now you got Emma Peliquin at the plate. And she'll take a ball there. Wind up and the pitch. Hit in the air right side, and is that fair? No, that's foul. Well, she was hoping that landed just a bit to the left. But fortunately for the Hillers, it did not. Wind up and the pitch. A swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Runners on second and third. 2 outs. Ellen Stomberg trying to get out of a bit of a jam here. Fouled away. Count remains 1 and 2. Here's the 1 and 2. Fouled away into the backstop. Set to deliver. Swing and a miss. And she gets out of the jam with no harm. And it remains a 10-2 game as we head to the bottom of the 6th on HCAM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 230,000 participants here in Massachusetts who take part in high school sports.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you And by Phipps Insurance Agency, a family-owned and operated independent agency located in Hopkinton. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance has provided competitively priced, time-tested coverage tailored to individuals' needs. Specializing in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance, they are deeply rooted in the communities they serve. Whether you're new to the area or a lifelong resident, you'll benefit from the trusted advice of their professional service advisor.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toontime has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to...
Bottom of the 6th inning. A 1-0 count. That pitch outside, 2-0. This is Caroline Osmond at the plate. 2 for 3 so far today. Takes a breaking pitch there. 2-1. Dangerous part of the order due up for the Hillers. 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Osmond, Wynn, and Riesenberger. There's a strike. 2-2. Set to deliver. And this is ripped in the air. That'll drop down into left field. And she is aboard. Caroline Osmond with her 3rd hit of the game. And we'll get that courtesy runner out there. We'll see if we can get a number on the courtesy runner this time. So far, still a no-go. Tenley Wynn stepping in the batter's box. Strike there, 0-1. Wind up and the pitch. Inside. Tenley went 0 for 3 so far today. Wind up and the pitch. Up high. Marco set to deliver. Swing and a miss. Runner from first taking off. Slides in safe to second. Another nice steal there. Set to deliver. Hit in the air, foul. Here's the 2-2. Down low, runner from second takes off. And we now know who the courtesy runner is. It is Ella Tedstone. I'll tell you, Ella Tedstone, great on the base paths. Number of good steals in this game is the walk drawn by Tenley Wynn. And now you got Kate Riesenberger coming up. Riesenberger 2 for 3 on the day. Squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes a ball, runner from first, and takes off, and she has the stolen base. And Hiller's trying to bait the throw there to send that runner from third. Uxbridge did not fall for it that time. It's runners on second and third with no outs, however. Wind up and the pitch, and that's fouled into the backstop. Set to deliver. Up high, gets by the catcher. Here comes Deadstone, slides in, and she's safe. Another Hiller run on a wild pitch. In the meantime, Tenley Wynn advances to third. Line up and the pitch, and this is hit high in the air over towards left field. It's caught. Runner from third is going to tag and will score with ease. And the Hillers take a 10-run lead. A sacrifice RBI fly out there. And now Ellen Stumberg to the plate. So it's a 12-run mercy rule. Hillers up by 10. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. I mean, they might just play this through anyway, considering we're in the bottom of the sixth. But if the Hillers rally and get another couple of runs, they'll probably end it. And now we're going to have the Uxbridge infield have a chat in the pitcher's circle. And while they do, that gives us a chance to let you know what to expect next week on HCAM. We have a whole lot of Hiller sports coming your way. All the action starts on Monday with Hiller baseball and softball taking on Norwood. Both games at 5 p.m. And we'll have the broadcast of both of those games. And then on Tuesday, we got Hiller girls lacrosse. And then Wednesday, Hiller baseball and softball host Holliston. And we also have Hiller volleyball in action against Norwood. All of those games at 5. And then next Thursday, Hiller boys lacrosse versus Medfield under the lights. A 6:30 start to that one. And then some more baseball and softball on Friday. As Hiller baseball and softball host Medway next Friday. Both games at 5 p.m. Set to continue on here. There's a strike. 0-2. Bases are clear. One out. Another pair has scored this inning for the Hillers. Down low. 1-2. Set to deliver. Nice breaking pitch there to draw the swing and miss. 2 away. That was a nice pitch by DeMarco. And now you got Tegan Restaghini coming up. I'll tell you, Billy DeMarco, impressive stuff in the pitcher's circle for Uxbridge. They certainly have a bright future with her on their pitching staff. It looks like we might have a pinch hitter here, perhaps. We do indeed. We have Gemma Fiore stepping to the plate. So Gemma Fiore takes that one a little high. Wind up in the pitch to Fiore down low. Actually, apologies, I believe it's pronounced Gemma Fiore. From the stretch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Two and one the count. Set to deliver. And she gives this one a ride. That's going to drop into right center. Fiore is heading to second base. Throw in, she slides in, and she's safe. A nice double for Gemma Fiore. What a great piece of hitting there. And now you got Elena Vallis stepping in. We'll have to check and see if that's her first hit. That is indeed Gemma Fiore's first hit on Hiller Varsity. Congratulations, Gemma. What a great hit it was. Wind up and the pitch. Inside. 2-0 the count. Wind up and the pitch. Hit high in the air, right side, battling the sun and making the catch is the right fielder. And that was nicely done there. There's a lot of sunshine going out to right field, so to make that catch, pretty impressive stuff by Mary Lowry. And we head to the top of the 7th. Uxbridge down to their final 3 outs. Next, right here on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Maine Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Maine has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Maine Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Top of the 7th, Uxbridge down to their final 3 outs, trailing 12-2. Ellen Stomberg trying to close this one out. At the plate, that is Manning. And she gives that one a ride past the dive of Riesenberger in center field. It rolls all the way to the fence. And she'll keep going to third. And that's going to be a triple for Manning. So Maya Manning with a nice piece of hitting there. Runner on third, no outs. Here's Mary Lowry. Takes a strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Well, the Hillers looking for their 8th win of the season. Swing and a miss. And there's out number 1. Hillers actually back in action tomorrow. They got a makeup game over in Franklin. So that makes the week even busier for the Hillers. They're going to play 5 games in about 5 days. As this is hit in the air towards the fence and caught by the right fielder. Runner from third will tag and score. It's a 9-run game. Well, outfield rightfully playing deep in that situation. They are certainly relieved that did not drop down for a hit. That could have been all kinds of trouble. Catherine Pratt at the plate. And that was Lola Grube with the flyout. Wind up in the pitch. Hit high in the air, right side, and it'll drop. Yeah, just a little too close to the fence there to make that play. 1-1. And there's a ball. And that landed right near our former broadcasting spot when they first installed the turf softball field. That pitch outside, 3-1. Catherine Pratt trying to continue this game on. Puts this one up the third base side, foul. Full count. Uxbridge down to their final strike. Stomberg going to bring the heat with this pitch. Whew. Just missed. Walk drawn. Just a tad outside on that pitch. Coming up to the plate, Ella Bain due up. Getting some words from the third base coach. Uxbridge led by head coach Dave Lyman. Doors, of course, led by head coach Shannon Elberry Yardy. 1-0 the count. Hit high in the air, right side, ranging over to make the catch is Elena Vallis for the final out. And this game will come to a close. A very nice 12-3 win for the Hopkinton Hillers as they take the non-league victory in their first meeting, perhaps ever. We'll have to look back in the history books against the Uxbridge Spartans. And Uxbridge went all the way to the D3 championship last year, and they certainly got some good talent on their young roster and have a bright future. But the Hillers come up victorious with a 12-3 win here today. Hillers scored 12 runs on 10 hits, committing 1 error. Uxbridge 3 runs on 7 hits, committing 4 errors. Your player of the game, Caroline Osmond, going 3 for 4 at the plate and scoring 2 runs. And also a very big performance by Kate Riesenberger. In fact, so big we'll give her co-player of the game. She went 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 5 RBIs. As the Hillers get a nice victory, good pitching performances by Kate Riesenberger and Ellen Stomberg for the Hillers here today. A big thank you to Dave McCarthy for his excellent camera work and for everyone at HCAM. I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time. Hillers defeat the Uxbridge Spartans 12-3. We thank you for watching Hopkinton Hillers softball on HCAM. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.